The late afternoon sun hung low in the sky, casting a golden hue over the sprawling countryside of ancient China. Dusty trails wove between green hills and terraced fields, leading to a small village nestled by a winding river. The villagers, bustling about their daily routines, suddenly paused as three strange figures appeared on the horizon. Clad in simple robes, the three monks were unmistakable. Their laughter echoed long before they arrived. Each step brought waves of mirth, their joy so infectious that even the most hardened farmer or reserved elder found themselves grinning, chuckling, or bursting into full laughter. The first monk, tall and thin, carried an air of serene mischief, his laughter light and melodic. The second, stout and rosy-cheeked, roared with a belly laugh that shook his entire frame. The third, neither tall nor short, leaned on his walking stick as he cackled, his eyes sparkling with mirth. They were known across the land simply as the Three Laughing Monks. No one knew their names, origins, or destination. All anyone knew was that wherever they went, laughter followed. Arrival in the village. The villagers had heard tales of the Three Laughing Monks, but few believed them. Yet here they were, standing at the village square. Without a word, they chose a central spot by the ancient well, sat down, and began laughing. The villagers gathered, curious at first, their daily chores forgotten. At first, they simply observed. What could be so funny? But soon, the monks' laughter proved irresistible. One by one, smiles broke out, then chuckles, then hearty laughter. The butcher, the baker, the cobbler, even the village's stern headman couldn't resist. The monks said nothing, yet their joy seemed to convey an unspoken truth. Life itself was a joke worth celebrating. By evening, the entire village was gathered in the square, laughing together. The monks' presence had transformed the air. Petty grievances were forgotten, and old grudges melted away. Neighbors who hadn't spoken in years found themselves sharing a bench, their laughter harmonizing. Even those weighed down by misfortune found lightness in their hearts. As night fell, the monks lit no fire and ate no food. They simply laughed under the stars until sleep claimed them. The villagers, inspired, returned to their homes, still chuckling. A challenge arises. Days turn to weeks, and the monks remained in the village. Their laughter became a daily ritual. However, not everyone was pleased. The village elder, Old Bao, was skeptical. "What wisdom can laughter hold?" he grumbled to anyone who would listen. "Life is hard work and discipline, not frivolity." Determined to expose the monks as frauds, Old Bao devised a plan. He approached them one morning as they laughed by the well. "Esteemed monks," he began, bowing low, "surely you must see the suffering in this village. Crops have failed, families go hungry, and illness spreads. How can you laugh in the face of such misery?" The monks, of course, only laughed louder. Infuriated, Old Bao pressed on. "If your laughter holds such power, why not solve our problems? Heal the sick, feed the hungry, and bring rain to the fields. Prove your worth." The villagers watched, holding their breath. But the monks said nothing, their laughter unwavering. Then the stout monk reached into his robe and pulled out a small, battered flute. Without interrupting his laughter, he began to play a cheerful tune. The melody was simple yet enchanting, blending seamlessly with the rhythm of their laughter. To everyone's amazement, the children of the village began to dance. First, a shy little girl twirled in the square, then a boy joined, and soon all the children were laughing and dancing. Their joy was so pure, so contagious, that the adults couldn't resist. Even Old Bao found his feet tapping against his will. Though he scowled, A reluctant chuckle escaped his lips. "Perhaps," someone murmured, "laughter is its own answer." The lesson of impermanence. One evening, after weeks in the village, one of the monks fell ill. It was the middle monk, the stout one with the infectious belly laugh. He lay under the stars, his laughter fading to a soft chuckle as his breaths grew shallow. The villagers, who had come to adore the trio, were heartbroken. They gathered around, offering herbs and prayers, but the monk simply waved them off with a smile. The other two monks sat beside him, their laughter as strong as ever. The villagers were confused. "Why do you laugh?" they asked. "Your friend is dying." The thin monk, speaking for the first time, said, "He is not dying. He is completing his joke." At this, the stout monk let out one last great belly laugh, so loud and full that it seemed to echo off the hills. He closed his eyes, his face serene. The other two monks laughed even harder, tears streaming down their cheeks. The villagers were shocked. "How can you celebrate his death?" they cried. The third monk, leaning on his stick, finally spoke. "Our brother has spent his life teaching the greatest lesson, that laughter transcends all. Life and death are but two sides of the same coin. Why mourn what is natural?" The villagers, though still grieving, began to understand. That night, they lit lanterns and celebrated the stout monk's life with stories, songs, and, of course, laughter. It was the greatest celebration the village had ever known. From that day forward, the villagers laughed often and freely. They discovered that even in the face of hardship, joy could be found. And though the monks were gone, their laughter echoed in every corner of the village, a reminder that life, with all its twists and turns, was a beautiful cosmic joke. Thus, the legend of the three laughing monks continued, spreading joy wherever it went, teaching that laughter is not merely an act, but a way of being, a celebration of the present moment, and a connection to something greater than words can express.